Good afternoon. My name is Prince Grant, and I'm a student at Binghamton University. And today I will be discussing why the American federal government should indeed pay African Americans reparations. To begin, I think the conversation about reparations is one that is well needed and one that should be taken seriously. African Americans were brought to this great country 250 years ago against their will to work under horrendous conditions as slaves. There has been much controversy as to the facts of this, but there has been numerous amounts of evidence and accounts that support the notion that African Americans were indeed brought against their will. They were not indentured servants, as some people would like to say. Slavery had negative impacts the entire on the entire country, not only African Americans, but what it did for the economy was great. In my opinion, slavery had negative impacts that still last today. Immediately following the abolishment of slavery, the Jim Crow laws were enacted, which served as a legal premise for another system of oppression. There, African Americans were deemed separate but not equal to their white counterparts. Today, we still live in a society that sees African Americans' lives as less than. Reparations should be paid in the form of dramatically increased public school funding for predominantly black school districts and mortgage subsidies for low-income African Americans who were unable to aggregate wealth in the form of land ownership throughout history. It is a it is a it is a widespread fact that the descendants of wealthy slave owners are to today make up some of the elite elite 1% of the American population. The effects of slavery are widespread. They affect African Americans economically, socially, and educationally. The effects of slavery the effects of slavery have yielded results some odd 300 years later. Slavery yielded traders and owners vast amounts of wealth while the actual workers who were slaves reaped no rewards. In James Oliver Horton's book Slavery and the Making of America, he states the bound labor of at least 12 generations of African Americans created great wealth for slaveholders. This wealth translated into extraordinary political power, which is still presumed today. The slave trade and the products created by slave labor, particularly cotton, provided the basis for America's wealth as a nation, underwriting the Industrial Revolution and enabling it to project its power to the rest of the world. Reparations can begin to close the gap between the races. According to V.P. Franklin of the Journal of African American History, giving reparations can help increase the retention rate of African Americans in schools as well as lessen the impeding struggle that African Americans face while living in a society that still contains inherently racist systems. African Americans deserve reparations for the damage that was impeded upon them for as long as slavery existed and still after the fact that racism and discrimination persisted long after the abolishment of slavery and the Jim Crow laws. African Americans have been marginalized, as I previously stated, economically, socially, and fundamentally in all endeavors. Reparations would help bridge the gap between African Americans who have seen their opportunities and chances at the great American dream undercut because of the vast amount of power that whites held and still hold in today's society. Thank you.